So it's going to start to if you go from a seed oil high omega-6 diet to none, right, and you're just getting omega-6 from whole foods, right, you're going to plummet your levels of omega-6. Your body's going to start metabolizing them. Interestingly, when that does happen, if it happens in a drastic way, you may be producing a lot of those harmful compounds. Like you're getting rid of it.
Right.
So I remember when and just, this is completely anecdotal, but I have a history of ocular migraines, and they were very painful. I got my first one when I was like 13 or something. Very classic story. As I ate less crap, they got better. Right. And then, so some folks out there be like, oh yeah, you ate better. It's like, okay, well, explain that, right? Like where's the mechanism there of I ate better, my migraines got better. Now they're barely or at all painful at all. And what's the difference? The difference is, I would say, the amount of seed oils I'm eating. Now, as I was approaching, in my early 20s, yeah, like every day for lunch, I would want to eat something like Wendy's. By the time I was 31, I ate it sometimes, right? But not a lot, right? I was an older person. I just wasn't eating like an idiot all the time. Now, by the time I'm 41 and a seed oil disrespecter, I don't do that at all, right? It's maybe a few times a year I'm at a restaurant for a special occasion, and I go, look, I'm not going to interrogate the waiter about what they might squirt, a little bit of something, right? Like that's only a few times a year where I would even do that, but I'm not eating fried chicken, right? God, I keep doing this. I get on these tangents, and
one of the things I think is interesting in what you just said that might be worth mentioning a little bit more on is, let's imagine you're a typical person out there. You've got some excess body fat to some degree. You have been eating what we call the standard American diet or whatever. And so you've been consuming a lot of seed oils. So that means you've got adipose tissue, you've got cell membranes. They've got a lot of omega-6s in them. And you decide
you're carrying it around with you.
Yeah. And you decide overnight, you know what? I'm seed oil disrespecter. I'm on board. I believe you. I'm going to cut them all out tomorrow. And you do that. One of the things you said was, if you do that and you start burning that body fat, as you're getting rid of those omega-6s, you might actually increase your toxin load for some period of time.
There's a bump before a reduction. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. The point I was going to make was the weirdest migraines I ever got were in that first 6 months of quitting seed oils completely. I had some really strange paresthesias. And since then, it's like, I still get like an ocular migraine once in a while. Like the other day I was mowing the lawn. It hasn't actually happened in months. So they're less frequent. They're not painful at all.Maybe like the slightest little like, I'll just take a little bit of Tylenol, a little nagging headache. But nothing like it used to be.
What do you feel when it doesn't hurt?
So, and a lot of folks can relate with this. I get the ocular migraine. So just out of the blue, little flashing thing. And that lasts about, I think the neurologists say that's the vasoconstriction, and then the pain is the vasodilation. So I guess mine's kind of that, occipital region. And so, I'll get some flashing lights for about 20, 30 minutes. It used to be, there was like a lull for 10 minutes and then
pain.
Oh God. It used to be, and again, this is my nice anecdotal story that millions of people can relate with. I would want to take pain medicine and lay on the floor of the bathroom on the cold floor with the shower running and just, distract myself, just completely painful. Now I have no pain. After I had mine the other day while mowing the grass, it was probably just that vascular thing. It's hot out. I got a new shirt on, just kind of like different change of things that just triggered it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
After the blurry vision went away, I don't remember. I felt like maybe a slight nausea, but no, I just felt fine the rest of the day, just like a normal day.
Yeah.
So all the people out there with debilitating headaches, I virtually cured mine by quitting seed oils. Now, is it, I don't know. I would have to ask a neurologist. Is it a normal idea of saying that someone with debilitating headaches all through their teens and 20s, one day they would just go away? I don't know. I don't know if that's considered a normal thing. Oh no, sometimes they just go away.
Yeah. I want to talk about
my blood pressure is better too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, and we know that I've done a number of podcasts that at least indirectly relate to this, but we know that the omega-6s, there's things like thromboxanes and things that control how blood aggregates and blood vessel constriction and all that stuff. And so, there's a pretty direct connection you can make from dietary PUFAs to these types of vascular issues.
Yeah, NO production. Again, I'm not a really great top of the head guy. I'm a if I had to really make a presentation, I would have to make a PowerPoint. But I remember going into about the mechanism of Cialis, including that's NO production and everything and all that. But the PDE5 inhibitor. That includes there's an omega-6 story there. It's unavoidable. It's almost comical.
I want to talk, get your perspective a little bit more on the limits of randomized control trials and why we see or don't see certain patterns in them. As one little starting point here, I've talked before with people about how if you change, say, the fatty acid diet composition of a rodent, and where you can do say 16 weeks of a diet study in a rodent, which would work out to years of time in a human if you do the math. You'll see differences in, say, how fat the mice get over time. But what's interesting, and the higher C to all diet makes them fatter, but you don't see that right away, right?